Hey guys, this is your girl Waldina. Today I'm going to talk about this makeup artist who gets kicked out of a wedding. Now, she started off with the story time and people were like paying attention to the story, right? And it seems bizarre that someone would get kicked out of a wedding. So this lady is a makeup artist and she goes to a wedding, but she finds out that her boyfriend was cheating on her the night prior. Now, this caused her to react a certain way during the wedding, that to the point that she got kicked out. Okay, I'm gonna post a little snip of the video on of her story time. I'm gonna post a story time, but the video is kind of long, so I'm gonna post a follow-up video of someone who kind of really summarizes in more detail, and then I'll be back with my commentary. But let me know what you guys think so far in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let's get it.
I hadn't realized that I've been ignoring my pain the entire day. So I really hadn't realized what I was going through. And I've been having such a good time with these people, and I felt so much love that I couldn't even believe that this groom was talking to me that way, especially when I hadn't done anything to him. I hadn't done anything to anybody that day. The only thing I did was show up, do my best, and be my best. I just wanted to make sure that this bridal party really enjoyed. I just wanted to do everything that I could to make sure that the day was perfect for them. But obviously, I was doing something to get on somebody's nerves. As I am bursting out in tears, the bride is consoling me, and she's like, no, like, I don't want you to leave, like, I'm so sorry. I'm really in tears because I just can't believe that all this stuff is happening to me this weekend. Most of other personal problems that I got going on in my life, I'm in this crazy space. I was just so emotional. I couldn't do nothing but break down. I just felt so weak. I felt so made a fool out of. I felt so vulnerable, like I was being kicked while I was already down. And I just felt like I had given this bridal party everything that I had. I didn't have much to give, but I gave it. I gave it all I got. I gave it all my energy. Y'all can see, I literally went above and beyond. I was on my feet for over 12 hours. I was giving it everything I had. I just want everything to be special for them. I knew I wasn't in the best space, but I'm like, these people are literally having one of the biggest days of their life. Like, I just want to make sure that this shit goes well, and I just want it to just be good vibes and good energy. So I decide I'm going to leave. I told the bride, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and leave. I don't want to be ruining anybody's day. My heart broke in that moment. I've never had that happen to me. Well, you know, I thought about it and I was like, you know what, my bride, I went out to my car. I think I went to the store to just get something. And I was like, you know what, my bride doesn't want me to leave. I was like, I might as well just stay. So I went back and I drove into the botanical garden. I parked right back in the same spot that I was parked at. Before I walked in there, I was like, you know what, go back, get what you need. You are stronger than that. Don't let nobody break you down. So I went back in there, and I went back in there with my head held. When I got back in there, I went straight into the cocktail hour. I had my head held high. I'm not gonna let nobody break me down. I'm good. Like, maybe he just had a moment. Maybe he just needed to cool off. I did nothing to him. I sit down and, you know, I see the bride and we're talking, and she's like, you're good, like, you're fine. Her mom telling me, you know, stay, like, we really love you being here. We love your energy. The mom, me and her, we still just vibing. It's still just like a vibe. I mean, I dusted off. I was like, you know what, let me let that go. Then I go back out of the cocktail hour and I go and sit down with a couple groomsmen. So I'm sitting with the groomsmen, I'm chilling. They like, yo, you look tired. I'm like, yo, I've been on my feet since like 7 o'clock this morning. I left out at like 6 o'clock in the morning to just get here. So I've been on my feet all day. Like, I ain't really had no breaks. I had a bagel and then I just ate some food from this cocktail hour. After that, one of the assistant planners came up to me and she goes, can I talk to you to the side? And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't even feel like getting up here. I'm just ready to get the last couple shots of these videos and this content that I need for this wedding, and I'm ready to go. So I told her, I was like, you know, if you got something to say, you could just say it right here. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not even that deep at this point. So she goes, oh, like, the couple does not want you here anymore, so you're going to have to leave. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm trying to process what's happening. The couple wants me to leave. Like, what did I do? Like, I'm just so confused. On top of that, this is just like super embarrassing. Whether I would have went to the side with her or not, this is something that I know was being talked about. So it's already just embarrassing. It didn't matter. This is my reputation. This is my company. I'm self-made. I built this on my own. And this is just like crazy. And I didn't do anything to anybody. I'm so confused. So I end up getting up and I'll start walking by. And again, I'm about to burst out in tears because I'm just like, nah, like, there's no way that all of this stuff is happening. There's just no way. So I pulled the bride and I was like, oh, can you come here? And she was like, oh, you about to leave? I see you or whatever. So I was like, nah, like, come here. So I understand that you and your husband want me to leave. I was like, I didn't do anything to anybody. I don't even know what's happening. Like, I'm so confused. Now I'm sitting there about to start crying again because I'm just really confused. So I was like, you know what? Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your wedding day or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go ahead and go. Mind you, I see security literally watching me. So y'all were about to get a security guard to remove me from out the wedding as if I need to be forced out. Like, as if I'm begging to be here. Like, for real? When I tell y'all, it was so embarrassing and so crazy because I literally did nothing to nobody at this wedding. I do appreciate to the bride for being apologetic about what happened. That was crazy and it was unacceptable. It was disrespectful. I maybe think I was the only black vendor. I don't know. I'm the only black vendor that I saw, and I was treated that way. That was fucked up. That was mad fucked up what y'all did to me. I only gave y'all good energy that day, and that was so.
So you saw the video. That was just a little snip of the video. There's multiple parts. So this lady that I'm gonna show next, she basically summarizes everything and then she gives her intake.
The makeup artist that literally crashed a wedding either has no self-awareness or no social awareness at all. I watched all 3 of her videos, which ended up being like a half hour of my life, and oh my god. So let me recap it for you. She starts out the first video being like, let me tell you about the wedding that I was kicked out of. So instantly I'm like, what? But then she goes further. The day before the wedding she got kicked out of, she literally cried start to finish while doing a bridesmaid's makeup. Why, you may ask? Because she found out a day before that her boyfriend was cheating on her. Like, girl, maybe have someone else go in your place. But on the day of the fateful wedding she got kicked out of, she said she had a change of attitude. She was going to go and she was going to give it her all. She was going to go above and beyond. And she probably shouldn't have. She starts working. She's feeling great. She mentions that she does have in her contract that she has the right to film during the wedding. But most people would assume that would mean before and afters, during the makeup process, not the whole wedding. Just wait. She mentions that the groom does not like making TikToks. But then she involves the groom in many a TikTok. She was so excited for the content, so she just kept filming. The bride even mentioned that she was going to hire she thought about hiring a content creator for the wedding. So I guess she just decided, you know what? I'm going to be that person. So I made the decision that I was going to stay for the entire wedding day. I had everyone laughing all morning. Not a dull moment. The mom was dope. She stopped to film content in the middle of doing the bride's makeup, even though they were running out of time. Here comes the photographer. By this time, we're about an hour over the time. I've had my fair share of times being yelled at about wanting to get content. So she kindly asked this time, girl, so this wasn't the first time. I was still vibing with the bridal party. She's there filming during the first look. Keep in mind, the photographer and the videographer are on that side. So that means she's in the photos and videos of the first look. We were still joking and laughing. I felt like it would never stop. I went and gave the girls a hug. They were so happy for their friend. I was helping with photos, making sure everyone looks good, and catching the things the photographer and videographer were missing. So now you're stepping in on other people's jobs. Got it? She films the groomsmen. Why? You did not do their makeup. She's filming the reception area. But she ends up misplacing the groom's lighter. And he ends up finding it. And he seemed like he had a little attitude about it. But it's a lighter. I would have ran into my car and got him one. Look where she is standing to get this footage. She had to be in front of, like, the photographer. Look how close she is. Look at how close she is. She asked the bride if she can film another part of a TikTok video. The groom aggressively says no. He says, you're not doing any more TikToks. You're getting on my effing nerves. Then she bursts into tears. I hadn't realized that I've been holding in my pain all day. Girl, she says this a lot. I hadn't done anything to anyone all day. Yes, you did. But obviously, I was doing something to get on someone's nerves. The moment you realize you're doing something to get on someone's nerves at their wedding, you leave. The bride is consoling me on her wedding day. She talks about the personal problems she's got going on in her life. She felt so vulnerable, like getting kicked while she was already down. She talks about being on her feet for over 12 hours. You chose that. She talked about how she had so much fun with everyone, she may as well stay. She then left to go get food and came back after crying in front of the bride and the groom. She's like, I'm just ready to get the last couple of shots. The content that I need for this wedding. No. Then one of the planners comes up to her and says the couple does not want you here anymore. And she's like, I'm so confused. Says she's about to burst into tears again. So what does she do? She pulls the bride during the bride's reception. She pulls the bride and says, your husband wants me to leave. And starts crying to the bride again. And then says she's contemplated giving up on the wedding industry as a whole. But then decides, no, you know what? I'm going to stick with this. Absolutely mind-boggling how you could sit there and be in all of those shots and feel so entitled to these people's wedding. Like they're paying you to do your job and then to go. Like, and then to cry to the bride multiple times. I can't. Would y'all book her? I can't. It's so, like, I feel for the girls. Obviously she's going through some shit, but like she potentially ruined this bride's wedding and the bride's photo and the bride's videos of her special day. What do y'all think?
So you saw the story, and this situation has gone crazy, and it's kind of messy. It's kind of messy, the fact that she would feel entitled to be at someone's wedding, even though they were literally like, okay, we're done. The groom was specifically like, I don't want any TikToks, but then she proceeded anyways. So there were so many red flags, and I feel like that kind of puts her in a bad light when it comes to like her business. Imagine like in the future, do you think people want to try to book her again? I don't know. Like, I understand that she was going through hard times, which is very understanding, right? But girl, like, you should know yourself, okay? If you know you cannot handle the day, you could maybe find like an emergency person. But let's say if she couldn't find someone last minute and she didn't want to let the bride down, she could have just stayed for 2 hours and then go home. Or she could have just be like, hey girl, today I'm gonna, I'm a little bit down, because I don't know. She could have just stayed for the 2 hours that she was hired to and then go home. That's it. Now she made a fool of herself and got everybody talking. So now the bridesmaids came on live and explained the side of the story. And apparently the bride is about to do a story. So keep an eye on that. I'm gonna post that too, maybe in a separate video. But so far the bridesmaid gave their own perspectives, and I'm gonna post those videos. But let me know what you guys think so far in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it cute, demure. Okay, we are not here to bash people. We're not here to be loud-mouthy about anything. So let's just be respectful. Everybody, let's just respect the people's opinions. But yeah, let me go back to the video, and then I'll be back with my commentary.
Updates in the fired bridal makeup artist debacle. The bridesmaids themselves got on live last night to explain everything from their point of view. As I suspected, yes, the vibe with the makeup artist was okay in the beginning, but as the wedding progressed, she just kept overstepping, doing things that she wasn't supposed to be doing. She is in a lot of the wedding photos because she was in places where she wasn't supposed to be. And she was asked to leave several times by several different people. That's why at the end, when she said security came, that's why security came, because these people were probably like, okay, we don't know who this lady is. She's already cried in the middle of this bride's wedding. She seems a bit unstable. Let's get some reinforcements. So let me just play some clips from when the bridesmaids were on live last night.
Well, she's not a big content girl. Some people actually found her Instagram today and saw that she really doesn't, that was disappointing as well, but she really doesn't post a lot. She's very reserved and to herself. So she's not the type of person that would probably want a million TikToks.
Yeah. Just really wasn't putting two and two together. Way overstayed or welcome. And then they said they want to know about when she hugged you during the first look.
Yeah, so the first look was weird. It was in the hallway. And me and Rachel helped the bride get dressed. So we were not in front line of bridesmaids. You can see that we're behind, and we are facing the other door from where the bride is coming in. And she was standing right there, dead center of that door. And so that's why she's in all the pictures, because the photographer and the videographer were tucked into an alcove or out the other door on the side, shooting diagonally. And we were in the middle, and the bride was coming in the opposite door from where the makeup artist was. But once the bride came in, she ran over into the group of bridesmaids and was doing the whole crying, hugging thing with us. So again, it's all stuff that it's a little bit overstepping, and it didn't really strike us as being weird until it kept going on, and then she had to be asked to leave.
I see. And people are asking why the videographer and photographer didn't ask her to move. I would presume it's because they probably assumed that she was content. That's what I'm thinking. That she was like a hired content creator. But I don't know. Not a videographer, photographer.
I think they were kind of over it as well. But again, she's there. You would think she's there with the bride's request. So I think they also don't want to overstep because this is somebody the bride hired. And even if you don't love the other vendors that are there, you're not going to cause problems with them because that reflects badly on you professionally.
Toast, they're saying they love your profile.
Thank you.
And everyone's saying, oh, why didn't you ask them to leave? They all asked the girl to leave multiple times. There was like 12 bride mom, wedding planner, the bridesmaids. Multiple people told the doll to leave. She wasn't budging. She was going to eat her steak and fish.
And I said too, I think people joined since then, but like, we obviously didn't want to cause a physical or verbal altercation. It's still a wedding day and it was still our best friend's day. And we didn't want to have that look badly on us either. And as you saw, like, she did cry. So we're not going to make her do that again. But
I saw people asking about did the bride ask her to stay, and our understanding of it is that after she got spoken to by the groom and got upset, she was crying, and of course she went up to the bride, and the bride basically said, I'm sorry that you're upset. She was comforting her in that way, being like, oh, I'm really sorry you're sad. No, I don't have a problem with you. She's the type of person, she would have been fine with her coming to the cocktail party and having a drink and having some apps and whatever. It's just that she wanted to keep filming content. So the groom was over it, and the bride said, I'm really sorry that you're upset. You're leaving. I'm sorry that you're sad. And then she left and talked herself into coming back. And the bride was like, I don't know why she did that. I have no idea why she came back.
I see. And then we have, I think, another bridesmaid. Her name is Yaya M.
Yes.
If you want to come on the live, speak your piece, you're more than welcome to. We're just trying to understand what's going on because this whole situation is very bizarre. And I'm actually very glad everybody's on the same page that she's a nutcase. Was she in the aisle? Both of the bridesmaids are saying yes. She was in the aisle. That same purview that we saw, that's where she was.
we're also very happy that everyone's on the same side. Obviously, this would have been a lot harder if we weren't trying to explain what happened. But I'm came off in the videos. Sorry?
I don't think she's sitting at the wedding.
No, she's standing up. She was directly in the middle of center of the aisle towards the back wall. So she was standing right in the middle the whole time. That's why you can tell from the angle in her videos. That's why she's filming their ceremony. Which the other thing, the ceremony, Rachel said, there was supposed to be no phones at all. So the fact that she posted the audio of their vows, the video of them getting married, the video of them jumping the broom, everything is such an invasion. That should not be anywhere online. That's very disappointing to see.
You are right about that. The press teacher is coming on. She is the brother's sister. So the bride's sister-in-law. Hello, the press teacher.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We have the podium on the press teacher.
Yes, thank you guys for all the support. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. It was just such a bizarre experience because we genuinely were having a good connection with the makeup artist and her team. We were having a vibe earlier in the day and they were really talented. So it was such a blindside to see her make a 3-part series when we felt we were so nice and so kind and vibing so well up until we weren't. I mean, my brother's not a content creator type. He's a pretty private guy. And he was made aware of that early on in the day. He's not, both of them, honestly, as couples, they're not the types to always want their photos taken or things like that. Of course, they were super excited for their wedding day. So my brother did anything his wife wanted him to do, but it's not really his nature to be making content and things like that. So at a certain point, it was just enough is enough already.
Understandable. And I'm going to echo what the other 2 bridesmaids have said, that you guys did ask her, hey girl, the road jack, you don't gotta go home, she can't stay here. And then 2, she's drinking y'all's believe, y'all's prosecco, y'all's Bocuco at the cocktail hour. 3, like I said, this isn't making sense.
The bride and her family, in our family, we're all one family now, they're such generous, kind people. They would never want this person who they hired to feel unwelcomed. And we were vibing. It was just, at a certain point, it was just like, if you want to be here and enjoy this moment, let's do it. But the cameras need to go down because it's really just not their style. We were just so excited to be married and with each other. And then this third person was there constantly in their space. So that was a little disheartening, and especially exposing them before they even got a chance to share their own content if they chose to, or they're still not even married 1 week yet. So
exactly, they're on their honeymoon enjoying their life, and then here comes anyway.
And I will say, for those asking about the lighter, my brother is a cigarette smoker, and bumming cigs and taking lighters off a cigarette smoker on his wedding day is just not the vibe.
I am right there with you. Because all the comments were like, oh, where are these bridesmaids? Get up. Y'all asked the girl, you gotta go. But she wasn't taking the cues.
And to be honest, she was in some special sacred places that we weren't even privy to because we didn't belong in those spaces. So we weren't even there to tell her she shouldn't have been there because even we didn't belong there. So There were some moments where us bridesmaids had other responsibilities or other places we were meant to be, and we didn't realize that she was intruding on such intimate moments because they were meant to be intimate moments.
Oh yes, because she did end up in the bridal suite. We heard.
Yes.
She said it. We didn't hear. Did they ask her to move out of the first look photo?
Yeah. She's showing images and video and audio that no one has seen before. The couple hasn't even heard their vows back yet. So that was wild for it to come across people's FYP that we know personally. So
yeah. The bridesmaids have also said in sneak peeks right after the wedding, 2 or 3 days before, 2 days after the wedding, and they said that they can't see her in those sneak peeks. So I presume she will be in a decent amount of photography.
Her team didn't stay. It was just her. The rest of the team left at their contracted time.
Yeah, there was a hairstylist at the venue that came from the hotel, but she left at her contracted time of 5 p.m. It was just the one makeup artist who stayed. There was, I did see a comment about the artist bringing up a race thing, and obviously that was not the reason at all, and I just want to get that point across. All of the hairstylists, all of the makeup artists were Black women, as the bride was a Black woman. That wasn't an issue, and that was also really upsetting to see too.
yeah, there were other vendors as well, so that's a little misleading to think that she was the only Black person or Black owned business that was hired for this event, because that's not true.
We're gonna end this live.
So you saw the mess, you saw the comments. So who do you believe? Do you believe the bridesmaids' perspective? Do you think that they have the right to be upset? Because for me, on my end, I feel like I would be upset if I was the groom, the bridesmaid, especially the bride, right? I would definitely be upset. And the fact that she exposed them on social media, including videos of the actual groom, it's crazy to me. I don't understand. She could have said the story without really exposing who she's talking about. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But the fact that she exposed the videos, I don't know, it's really not a good look for her and her business, because people are not gonna be people are not gonna be they're not gonna trust her in the future when it comes to booking and things like that. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. See you next time.